Stop.
Kigaru Tarot.
For entertainment purposes only.
Only?
Only.
Hi everybody, it's Terry from Kigaru Spiritual Journeys. I have been off for about the last 3 weeks, and I'm going to thank you for your patience waiting for me to get back and put another video up. I've been having some dental surgery and I needed time to kind of adjust. It actually wasn't painful, so physically I adjusted. Mentally, took me a little while to adjust to that. So the story I have for you today, and I'm going to be looking down from time to time, looking at my notes, because you may or may not know that most of the psychic mediums you see on YouTube, we all have to practice. You can't just suddenly go on YouTube, especially when you're newish like me and some of my friends. You have to work at it, you have to practice. And so I'm part of a couple practice groups. And that practice really helps you get deeper and deeper into being able to do this. So this is about a practice I had. So this is actually a two-part thing. I read a friend for 15 minutes, and then the next practice we got paired again, and we read again for 15 minutes, and it was pretty cool. So I'm going to let my friend stay anonymous because she doesn't want to share who she is. But so as we got paired together and we came together for our first 15 minutes, she asked for a message from her father. And I said, okay. And since I had been away a little bit, I thought it would take me a long time to get a hold of him. Now, just to kind of remind you, when I'm doing a psychic or a mediumship reading, I see a stage in front of me. And you are the biggest thing on the stage to the left. And then the stage kind of goes out in an arc, and behind you is your angels and your spirit guides, or my angels and spirit guides if they're there to help me. And then there's some seating like at a baseball game or a basketball game, and those levels help me tell if this is a child, parent, aunt, uncle, your dad, your mom, whoever it is. Kind of by where they're sitting, I kind of know where they are in your life. Beside that is a little pathway to go behind them, and beside that on my stage is kind of like a cave, a very light colored cave, but that's where spirit animals hang out, and that's kind of new to my stage. And then on the other side of that is a curtain, and that's where the stage crew hangs out. My great-grandfather is one of my stage crew, and he's always there waiting to help whenever. Sometimes when I'm reading you, your ancestors hang out there and come out and help too sometimes. So anyway, I was watching my metaphorical stage, and I thought, oh, this is going to take a long time because I haven't done this in a while. And I was super surprised that immediately I saw a slightly human form, and I saw an arm pointing up. And so I look up, and there are film strips, those old-fashioned film strips, that have the black edges with the little cutouts so that it can go through the projector machine. And there's strips and strips and strips and strips of them. And pretty soon the strips their edges start to touch, and they become a stained glass window. They look very much like a stained glass window. So right about then, I'm kind of getting a little antsy, thinking, what do I have? Oh my gosh, am I just making this up? What? And my friend can see that I'm getting a little nervous, that like, oh my God, I must be on the wrong track here completely. And she said, Terry, keep going. It all makes sense. And I'm like, okay. So then I start to talk to her dad. And he says that he loved their earthly life together, that he loves now watching her show, like her life is a TV show. And then the stage, they just take over my stage sometimes. So they wipe everything off the stage, and he takes me to a viewing room. This viewing room is definitely, you know, a place where somebody might watch movies, but instead of chairs, it's all couches. There's a couch in the middle, there's couches up on another level. Her dad is right in the middle. There's a lot of other people there on the couches, and he says he loves watching her show, and that he is guiding her and helping her. And he shows me how that he kind of stands behind her with his arm around her, guiding her elbow, guiding her hands, helping her. Now, one thing that I need to tell you is I don't remember saying pretty much anything in this. So my friend takes copious notes. So she gave me her notes of what I said. So that helps a lot. So sometimes when I'm doing this, I'm obviously channeling them, and so I'm not really kind of part of it. But when I read somebody, they are definitely part of it. She's part of it. So really, her interpretation of this is far more important than my interpretation of this. And what she put in her notes here is not only is he guiding her, helping her do things, make decisions, she says that this image I'm describing makes her feel like he's helping her emotionally. So that interpretation of hers is actually more important than my interpretation, because this is a message for her. Your life is more important than you know. You have chosen to go to Earth at the crossroads of civilization. He said basically that this is such an important time that each of us, but in particular her right now, she is key to the processes going on, that we need to hold up people in our prayers and our meditation right now. And that's super important. I really like that. At this point, though, there's a little bit more to that message. I don't remember it now, but it's there. But my sitter at that point notices that I keep talking about them. When I'm talking about this viewing room, I keep saying they. And she says, Terry, who else is there? You say they. Is he the only one there? And I'm like, no, it's full of people. And so then she says, well, who's there? And the funny thing is the second she said, who's there, there are other people there, but I can only see one of them. It's just one has like a spotlight on her, and I can only see her. She's on the next level up of couches, and she is reclining on the couch, and she is dressed like a Greek goddess. She looks like a goddess. She's amazing looking. And I keep trying to say Amelia, something like that. And because she's the next level up, I also thought maybe she was an aunt, but I was wrong. It was her mother, and her name actually is very close to Amelia. So the mother comes forward and starts giving me a message as well. Her mother comes and starts talking, and her message to her was, that she is preparing to reincarnate. She is getting ready. But she only says soon. So, you know, their time is not our time, so I don't know what soon means exactly, but she's getting ready to come back to Earth. She says we are all part of a soul group, that we move together, we often reincarnate together. Thereby ends the first session. And what I found out was the reason it all made sense was that her dad was a famous character actor. Her mother was an actress too, although she gave up acting to be a mom. So it was cool. So she said the film strips were him acknowledging that he was an actor, and turning into a stained glass window acknowledged that his father was a Presbyterian minister. So it was really cool. Instead of asking for the evidence, he put the evidence right into the reading. So it was unmistakable. The next time we got together, I was paired with her again. And that's kind of a minor miracle because we have a lot of people in our practice group, and it's rare we're going to get put together again. And she asked to talk to her dad again. But this case, she wanted a general message, a message for both of us, and for you, really. So I was right back on the stage with him. And this time, he was showing me a tree branch. And he was calling attention to the tree branch, showing me how strong the tree branch was. And he said, you and her and you, we're like that. The people who are spiritually minded right now are like that tree branch. We are strong, we're solid, but we're flexible as well. And he really called attention to the flexibility. And he said, there is grace in flexibility. And then the funny thing is, he kind of takes me to task right after that. He gives me a small talking to. And he reminds me to hurry up and get back on making videos. He said, because people need entertainment, they need education, they need diversion to take their mind off some of these troubling times. And he said that's what he did back in the 60s and 70s, that he helped with his shows that he was on. He was on so many shows. I remember him as a kid, because I was a kid in the 60s, 70s, watched a lot of TV like Bewitched and Outer Limits, although that's a little older, and all sorts of things. He basically was letting me know that people need the diversion right now. They need the ability to enjoy themselves, to get their minds off of what's going on. It raises everybody's vibration. So that was so cool because it helped me know that I got to keep going. He told us he's on a new temporary assignment, and it is amazing. So he showed me the sky, but at night, and it was all dark navy. And then he showed me these silver cords or silver lines being put around the globe. And every time the the gold lines crossed, there was like a node. And this is what he said. This is a temporary assignment for me, and at this time, people like me are weaving this network around our globe. You know, it's a spiritual network, not a physical network. And he said, we cannot intervene in what's going on the planet right now. But we know that you guys are praying, meditating, just doing so much to help the planet. And so he said, we can amplify your work. So they are weaving this spiritual grid around the earth to amplify our prayers, to amplify our meditations, to make what we're doing even more powerful. So that is so cool. And it's going to help increase vibrations. It's going to help calm the situation a bit. So that was an amazing reading. I was just so honored to read him. You know, I want to let you know that when I read you, it's a real honor to read you. It's a real honor to get to talk to your loved ones, to get to know them. You know, they're really very, very cool. And what I want to do for this one is I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank my friend for letting me read her. And I want to thank Edward for helping do this. He actually helped me script this and choose pictures and everything. Thank you, Edward.